My name is Kasimu Harris, a visual artist, primarily using photography to express myself. I live in New Orleans, where my studio practice is also based. I started documenting these bars and lounges in January 2018. And it's important to me because so many of the cultural traditions practiced by Black folk in New Orleans are not documented or written about by Black folk in New Orleans. And it's not that I think that other folk outside of our culture cannot tell our story. No, it's that I think it's of great importance that we tell our own story and have agency as well as the ability to monetize. And through these Black spaces, you develop benevolent societies and social aid and pleasure clubs. And through that, eventually, because of segregation, you have these social aid and pleasure clubs that began to parade in the streets of New Orleans. You have these Black masculine Indians or Mardi Gras Indians that also parade through the neighborhoods, the Black neighborhoods in New Orleans. So I began to realize that many of these bars were shuttering and the Black bars were turning white. So when I realized this, I quickly began to take out my camera and start to document these institutions. And I also realized that it hadn't been a lot of intentional documentation where I would try to look in the archives of newspapers or on Google, and you just don't see anything about a bar that may have been open as recently as 2 or 3 years ago. So in one sense, this is also a love letter to the culture of New Orleans. It was significant to have a 1950s vintage-inspired bar as well as a reading lounge as part of the exhibition. Maybe you walk through and see the photos first, and then you get a chance to sit there, sit with the bar, maybe imagine that you're having a drink, and see books like a Dawood Bey or a David Driscoll or a Chantrell P. Lewis, all these various authors who have inspired me. Well, I've truly enjoyed your time, and I'm extremely grateful that you gave a bit of it to me. So hopefully, like me, you've poured your favorite beverage, and personally, it would be a bourbon, as I've just done. Something rare, hopefully on allocation if I'm lucky. And if we were at the August Wilson African American Cultural Center, right now we'd sit in a bar, this lovely recreated bar, and just reflect and perhaps discuss what we just saw. More than 30 photos that speak to the genius, the love, the ingenuity, and the resilience of Black people.